On April 24th, 2015, Major League Soccer Commissioner Don Garber was quoted in an article from the Sacramento Bee newspaper saying, "It's less about if and more about when the Republic joins MLS." Well, it took more than 4 years since that interview, but my God, it's actually happening. Sacramento has finally been announced as an MLS expansion side. Better late than never, I guess. But yeah, wow. 4 years, that is a long time just to wait for the announcement. I mean, this quote came back when MLS had just 20 teams. Now Sacramento will be the 29th team in MLS. So that begs the question, what took so long? Like, if you look at how the city has supported this team from the beginning, it's pretty easy to see this team will do well in MLS. I mean, full stadiums in USL generally translate to full stadiums in MLS. And they've had a new soccer-specific stadium location planned out and ready to be built for years. But despite my best efforts, despite looking all over the place, I don't have an answer. I cannot figure out why exactly Major League Soccer waited so long to pull the trigger on Sacramento. But I do have my theories. Now, I'm just saying this is all speculation. Like, what I'm about to say has zero actual confirmed facts with it. It's just my best educated guess. I think the biggest reason why MLS waited so long in Sacramento was geography. Major League Soccer, like every other sport in this country, is a business, and for those involved, it's about making money and getting the most amount of exposure possible. But MLS, whether it's right or wrong, it's not like the EPL, but rather more like the NFL. And without promotion and relegation in play, it makes sense that the league would want to spread their visibility to all corners of the US. If you look at the MLS map in 2015, what part of the country is suspiciously lacking in teams? The Southeast, with only Orlando City. Now, Atlanta was announced in April 2014, but they weren't going to start playing until 2017. I guess Sacramento could have joined with them, but they didn't. Instead, MLS gave that spot to Minnesota. The Midwest also didn't have huge representation in MLS at this time, with only Chicago, Columbus, and Kansas City. Now, in California alone, they had the LA Galaxy and the San Jose Earthquakes, with LAFC in the plans after Chivas USA folded. I could see Don Garber saying, before we add a fourth team in California, maybe we should address some of the other regions in this country. I don't think it's a coincidence that MLS has heavily targeted both the Southeast and Midwest in expansion, with adding Nashville and Cincinnati and St. Louis and soon to be Charlotte. Again, just speculation. Like, I have no idea if what I said is even remotely true. And I'm not saying this is how it should be. I'm just saying that maybe this is how it actually is. But now let's actually talk about Sacramento, because they're a pretty big deal. To me, they remind me of two other teams in MLS. The first being Cincinnati, in that I'm not sure how many people outside of the city itself realized how popular this team can become. I mean, as a city, their professional soccer history is a little checkered. Sacramento never had an NASL team, but they did have the Sacramento Spirit and later the Sacramento Gold in the ASL, which was a step below the NASL at the time. And they were actually pretty good, winning a championship in 1979. But that league and that team didn't last, as they eventually folded. The only USL team they had before the Republic were the Geckos, who relocated from Albuquerque after the 1998 season. They only lasted 1 year in USL before folding, and unlike the Gold, they weren't very good, losing 28 games and being outscored 91-16 in their only season. Jesus Christ. Sacramento also had a little bit of indoor soccer with the Knights, who won the World Indoor Soccer League title in 1999, but they eventually folded when that league merged with the Major Indoor Soccer League. Okay, hold on. I got way off track there. Let's reel this back in. Sacramento. They're like FC Cincinnati because when they joined USL, honestly, I didn't think much of it. Like, I had no idea what this market was capable of. Quite frankly, I thought they'd maybe only last a few seasons and then eventually fold. But then they started playing games, and their first ever game was quite a doozy. USL record crowd of 20,231. At the time, that was nearly double the old record for a single game. They eventually moved into a new stadium that season, which only sat 8,000 fans, but because they were able to fill that every game, and because of the high numbers before they moved in, the Republic averaged 11,293 fans that season, which was another USL record. They also won the USL Championship that season too, so, pretty good for a season. Because 8,000 seats were clearly not enough for this fan base, they expanded that stadium, and now it holds 11,569. Now fast forward to 2016, FC Cincinnati and USL, it's kind of the same story. Like, I didn't have that much expectation of Cincy. I didn't realize what they were capable of. But after breaking USL attendance records in year 1 and US Open Cup attendance records in year 2, Sacramento and Cincinnati showed me that people can get behind lower division soccer in this country. They also showed me there's a lot of undiscovered soccer hotbeds in this country. Now, the second team that the Republic remind me of are the Seattle Sounders. Yeah, remember 2009? Seattle Sounders came into MLS with a bang, filling up CenturyLink Field on their very first game and doing it ever since. Right away, from the beginning, they were the kings of attendance in this league. They were the it team of MLS. But then Atlanta came, dwarfed all their attendance records, and now when it comes to MLS games on national TV, it's Atlanta who dominate, and not Seattle. Sacramento was Seattle, dominating the attendance and becoming the talk of the league, and then FC Cincinnati of the USL were Atlanta, who just took over. I do think Sacramento was overshadowed by Cincinnati, and perhaps if FC Cincinnati never became a thing, maybe Sacramento would already be in MLS. Again, just speculation. Listen, I think Sacramento is going to be great for MLS. I've seen the stadium renderings. I think they look amazing. I think that place is going to be packed every game. Now, while I acknowledge it's important for MLS to have a strong presence in markets like New York and LA, Chicago, Miami, I think it's also important that they go after the hidden gems in this country, the soccer hotbeds that no one is talking about. And Sacramento, well, they're not going to be a hidden gem for much longer. I think people are going to see real quickly that this is going to be one of the best soccer markets in the entire country. Okay, now just one more thing. Republic, please don't change the badge. Do not let MLS convince you just got to make a few tweaks. No, you don't need to make any tweaks at all. Your badge is beautiful. Don't touch it. And with that being said, Sacramento, welcome to MLS. And hey, if you're an MLS supporter or just curious to find out more about the league, please subscribe, and I'll do my best to enlighten you. Now, what do you all think? Is Sacramento going to be a slam dunk in Major League Soccer, or am I just overhyping them? Let me know. And also, let me know what you want to see a video on in the future. And thank you for watching.